In.
Here.
Vicky.
Here.
Sherry.
Here.
Vernon. Here. So all five's here. Would everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call to the public. Public comment will be allowed at the mayor's discretion. This is exclusive of items requiring a public hearing. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. As a reminder to the public and city council members alike, the city council and staff will not engage in a dialogue or debate with any speaker pertaining to any comments made. Members of the public wishing to speak must keep their comments germane or relevant to a specific item agenda before the city council. Please wait to be recognized by the mayor. Remember to state your name and address for the record. If you're online and would like to participate, please type your name in the chat and wait to be recognized before unmuting and speaking. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on anything that's on the agenda tonight? Not seeing anything. Kathy, is everybody online? Okay, move on. Proclamation. I have a proclamation tonight for the National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Something that's very special to my heart. It's for Leavenworth First Judicial District Court Appointed Special Advocate CASA Association. Tonight I have Deborah Laws here. Would you like to say something, Deborah? Okay, thank you for coming.
I just want to say thank you. This is a very, very special month for us. CASA training volunteers and advocate for children who experience abuse and neglect and maybe witness violence, and our advocates are in there. They are pulling for their best interests. They are in the case. They are working for these children. They have the eyes and ears of the judge, and our goal will be permanency and to make sure they thrive. And we also have, we are an umbrella organization to participation center, advocacy center, law enforcement is here tonight. We love our law enforcement. Our team are so solid in helping us in the CAC and everything that we do. So thank you again. We have lots of activities. Please visit our website at CASALPS.org. All kinds of things going on in April. So we just really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Ben, our council president, will read the proclamation starting out with, please.
Whereas our children are our most valuable resources and will shape the future of our communities. And whereas the majority of child abuse and neglect occurs when people find themselves in stressful situations that are preventable, but without community resources and support, they don't know how to cope. And whereas child abuse and neglect not only directly harm children, but also increase the likelihood of criminal behavior, substance abuse, health problems such as heart disease and obesity, and risky behaviors such as smoking. And whereas child abuse and neglect is a community problem that can be reduced by making sure each family has the support of prevention programs created among social service agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. And whereas together we can strengthen and support families in raising their children in a safe, nurturing environment.
Now, therefore, I, Dick Dren, Mayor of the City of Basehor, Kansas, hereby proclaim April 24 National Child Abuse Prevention Month. In witness whereof, I set my hand and affix the Great Seal of the City of Basehor, Kansas, this 27th day of March in the year 2024.
I'm just special thank you to Kathy Friend. Also, she is a rock star when it comes to these proclamations. I'm sure she is otherwise. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
Everything.
Please call me.
Just saying enough.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we have a life-saving award. Chief, would you like to approach the podium? There's like a sea of blue here.
Yes. It's a good thing.
Normally, I would present this award, or these awards. I happen to be fortunate enough to have the sergeant who was on duty, and although Sergeant Hawkins, did not submit himself for a life-saving award, I have to say that, had he not been there and directed the troops, who knows, how it could have gone, so round of applause. And I'm gonna ask Sergeant Hawkins to step up and present the awards to his people.
Okay.
We'll keep it brief. Yes.
First of all, I'd like to thank the mayor and the city council for taking time, making time for the recognition of the officers for their actions on that morning.
Yes, sir.
Get a little background on it. On January 5th, 2024, at approximately 22 minutes, Officer Nick Oliveris and Officer Kyle Threadgill responded to an unresponsive subject in the 14800 block of Parallel. Upon arrival, Officer Oliveris checked for a pulse while Officer Oliveris brought in Officer Threadgill, brought in the AED from his patrol vehicle. A pulse was not located and the patient was not breathing. The patient was moved onto the floor from a recliner and officers began CPR. Once placed, the AED advised no shock was needed at that time and CPR was continued. Officer Oliveris and Threadgill continued CPR for approximately 2 more minutes until EMS personnel arrived on scene. Eventually, our heart rhythm was reestablished due to the officers' life-saving efforts, and the patient was transported to a local hospital by EMS. Captain Haling with Fairmount Township Fire Department and Jason Tarwater with Leavenworth County EMS both advised me they believed the patient was alive due to the officers' quick actions. Officer Oliveris and Threadgill's actions bring great credit to themselves, the Basehor Police Department, and the city of Basehor. Thank you both for your service and commitment to the citizens of Basehor.
I'd like to add that the AED that they used had just been deployed that night as part of that grant that also Van Cleef received to get a grant. So really proud of the guys, really proud of Sergeant.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Absolutely. A testament to the kind of job we got.
We have all of our officers present right now in a picture, please, and then we'll do one with all of our elected officials.
You're gonna hear me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then do.
Yeah. The parting is such sweet sorrow. This is Sergeant Martinez's last evening.
Oh.
He is taking opportunities elsewhere. We don't blame him. He's had an hour and 45-minute commute. for the last 6 months. That's one way.
Mhm.
Trying to stick it out, but we're gonna miss him. We hope that his new police department recognizes what a good guy he is. I'm bringing these out to the.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, we're not done.
Okay, Chief, turn up your hearing aid.
There.
Just kidding.
iPhone?
There we go.
There you go.
Is
You notice I'm over-
Yeah.
We have the mayor council join.
Sure.
You want all the PDF there?
Well, do you want to line up? Yeah, you guys get behind mayor. If you're okay with it, could we invite?
Absolutely.
Just.
Do you want us to sit down?
Just-
Suck in there. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
one sec. Can you
Way down.
Squeeze it.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Everything worked. Thank you, gentlemen.
Please come back. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Sure. Keep in touch.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for allowing us a bit of time.
Absolutely.
So please. Thank you.
I'll give up to you, sir.
Thank you guys for everything you do for us in the city.
Like.
That's why we can get donuts.
Got him. That little baby's precious.
She have red hair.
And curls.
You don't see that very often.
No.
Moving on to item number 1, consent agenda. I need a motion.
Mayor, this is Sherry, and I would make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as listed.
Have a motion to hear a second.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. I'll take a vote on it. Vernon? Aye. Sherry?
Aye.
Vicky?
Aye.
Ben?
Aye.
Ty?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Moving on to item number 2, resolution 2024-02, Grayhawk at Prairie Gardens, 4th and 5th plat benefit district and development agreement with Riley Development LLC related thereto.
Thank you, Mayor. Maddie Waldeck, Deputy City Administrator. Included in your packet for consideration this evening are 2 items related to the 4th and 5th plat for Grayhawk. First is a resolution that would establish a benefit district in those plats. And second is a development agreement with Riley Development, and Mike Riley is here with us this evening. This is very similar to previous action that the city has taken. These benefit districts would allow special assessments be levied for certain public improvements within the 4th and 5th plat of Grayhawk. And then those special assessments would be levied against those properties for those public improvements. In 2018, 2020, and 2021, similar benefit districts were created for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd plats of Grayhawk, and this is very consistent with what has been previously approved. The development agreement specifies that the city will only consider the issuance of special obligations bonds to finance the projects, and the special assessments will be used to pay for those special obligation bonds. The city does not have any obligation or financial responsibility to pay the debt service on those bonds. The city has included all that information in the packet for consideration, and staff is recommending approval of this item. We'd be happy to stand for any questions. We also have special counsel Pete Heaven that's available for any questions. And again, Mike Riley is in the audience as well for questions as well.
Anybody have any questions? Vernon? Sherry?
Yes, sir.
Ben?
Do not swear.
Ty?
No.
Vicky?
No.
We're good then. So I need a motion on resolution 2024-02.
Mr. Mayor, this Ty, I'd make a motion to approve resolution 2024-02, creating the benefit district for public improvements within Grayhawk at Prairie Gardens 4th and 5th plat, and approving a development agreement with Riley Development LLC related thereto.
Have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Take a vote. Vicky?
Aye.
Sherry?
Aye.
Vernon? Ben?
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0. Moving on to item number 3, pre-development agreement between Alcove Development LLC and the city of Basehor for certain improvements within the Basehor Town Center Tax Increment Finance TIF District.
Thank you, Mayor. Included in the packet for consideration of council this evening is a pre-development agreement between the city of Basehor and Alcove Development. As a reminder for the public, the city of Basehor owns approximately 241 acres just right across the street that surrounds essentially Basehor Intermediate School, and we commonly refer to that as Basehor Town Center. Since 2023, the council has established and developed a conceptual land use plan that calls out for 40 acres of multifamily / apartments. The city issued a public request for development proposals for the development of the 40-acre tract that would include multifamily and apartments. And the city received 2 submissions. After due diligence and conducting several meetings and site visits, the city staff is recommending that the city enter into a pre-development agreement for developing these 40 acres with Alcove Development LLC. The pre-development agreement has been reviewed by Pete Heaven, our special counsel. Dustin Baker from Alcove Development is present with us this evening, should the council have any questions for him. Staff is recommending approval of the agreement that is presented, and we'd be happy to stand for questions.
Justin, is there anything you'd like to speak on before we open it up for discussion?
I would just like to thank staff, Pete specifically for working with me on this, and want to thank the council for getting so choose tonight to work with me, and look forward to working with you on something really important.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? Vicky?
No.
Todd?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Sharon?
No.
Vernon?
I just look forward to this project moving forward.
Good deal. So we don't need any kind of vote? or-
Yes, we have
Okay.
a recommended motion in the packet for consideration.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I need a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to authorize the mayor to execute the presented pre-development agreement between Alcove Development LLC and the city of Basehor for certain improvements within the Basehor Town Center Tax Increment Finance or TIF District.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Take a vote on it. Ben?
Aye.
Ty?
Aye.
Vernon?
Aye.
Vicky?
Aye.
Sherry?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Moving on to number 4. I guess. City liability insurance 2024-25 policy.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a follow-up item from our previous meeting. The city's insurance broker, JR Riley, is in attendance again to provide some updates based upon our discussion at the last meeting. I'll turn it over to him.
I'll be very brief. J.R. Riley with the Riley Company. At our work session, we discussed a few things. I think you have the updated proposal in front of you. The 3 significant changes since the work session were kind of the marching orders given to me after that meeting. We have changed the wind and hail deductible to $50,000 per occurrence. That saved about almost $8,400. We did purchase a 1 million umbrella. All of this will be effective April the 1st. Which also increased your auto liability limits. That was about $8,500 additional, so it's kind of a wash between the two. And then we also changed carriers for the public officials, errors and omissions, the employment practices liability, and the law enforcement legal liability to the program that gives the consent to settle. The 80-20, the 20 being you're at risk if you decide not to settle any sort of litigation that the insurance company would ask you to settle. So that is basically in the proposal that you've seen. There are a few quick changes I thought I would make that are not in this proposal. 2 very small things In reviewing contracts and some past things, we're going to add some signage at the city park for the community garden. It won't change the premium hardly at all. But we did discover that was missing some small signage there. We're also, after visiting with staff, we're going to raise the value on the restrooms and the concession stand at Field of Dreams because that had been renovated. That's going to increase about $100,000 in value, which will probably be $150. I mean, it will be something very insignificant. And then a quick update. Since the meeting, myself and staff have been in communication with Crossland Construction regarding the new city hall. We have gone ahead and ordered the business personal property, the contents of City Hall. We have gone ahead and added insurance to your current program, and it'll be on the renewal for roughly right around $500,000, which would be the furniture, the fixtures, computers, and everything that will be going into City Hall. And then effective April 1st, we have asked the insurance company to add the City Hall building to your policy. Based on the feedback from Crossland Construction, I know the grand opening is April 16th. But we kind of thought that the building is, for the most part, going to be done, and without having any gaps in coverage, we're working with each other to make sure their coverage expires and yours will go into place on that date. So those are a few of the moving parts since the meeting, but the updated proposal is basically what we talked about at the last meeting.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for JR? Vernon?
No.
No, just thanks for listening to our questions from the last meeting and making those adjustments. Appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Ben?
No questions. Thank you. I appreciate you going out to bid and hunting and finding this for us. I know the PNC market right now is really, really tough. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Nope. Thank you.
Thank you.
JR, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you all very much.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I'd make a motion to authorize the city administrator to negotiate and enter into on behalf of the city, a new property and casualty insurance policy for 2024 to 2025.
I have a motion to have a second.
I second.
Have a motion and a second. I'll call for a vote. Sherry?
Aye.
Vernon?
Aye.
Ty?
Aye.
Ben?
Aye.
Vicky?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Moving on to item number 5, rezoning request, Mike and Rita Turner. Request to rezone property located at 2940 and 2944 North 155th Terrace from R1 zoning district to the R2 zoning district.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council. This request is simply to rezone a property that is currently used as a multifamily dwelling. It's a duplex from the R1 zoning district, which only allows single-family residences, to the R2 zoning district. In the event that something were to happen to this property, it could be rebuilt as it is. Nothing has changed from when this was presented at the work session. So we're just seeking approval of that ordinance.
Anybody have any questions for Crystal?
Makes sense.
Sherry?
No.
Vernon?
No.
No. Okay. All good. Thank you. I need a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the ordinance number 912, rezoning the property located at 2940 and 2944 from the R1 zoning district to the R2 zoning district.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. I'll take a vote. Vernon?
Aye.
Sherry? Sherry?
Aye.
Vicky?
Aye.
Ben?
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0. Go on with the city administrator staff reports. Chief, start with you.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. I appreciate, once again, you all allowing us to sort of disrupt the meeting with a little bit of celebration for our folks. So thank you. We are busy doing what we do with the warm weather, although slightly manic lately. Just doing police stuff, nothing really for the good of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Crystal.
Good evening. As I think you all know, we are thick in the grant application season. So that's what I have spent the majority of my time the last couple of weeks doing, trying to make sure that we submit competitive grants to Mid-America Regional Council for the Coralberry Trail and then the trails over at Basehor Town Center, in addition to a host of development meetings. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Thank you very much. Gene? Good evening, Mayor and Council. Little update. The lift station project is moving forward. They're
at a point now, they're installing the piping for the force main and the valve structures. There's one more 8-foot structure that they'll be setting for the diverter. So project is moving along, equipment's starting to show up, pumps, some of the controls. So it's moving along right on schedule. The curb work for year one, for the roadway projects, all of the developments have been completed up to Prairie Gardens, Phase 2 and Fox Ridge. They should be completed with that development by the end of this week, and they'll move on to Pinehurst East, which will complete that phase of the curb work. Right now, we're looking at, once this curb work is done, we'll have completed a little over 11,000 feet of curb in the last 2 years. The asphalt millings project, Barkley is in town. They have completed the edge milling in Wellington, Pin Oaks, and the section of Clam behind the elementary school. They have started the sub-base repairs today and completed everything on Wellington. They'll move into Pin Oaks tomorrow, complete that sub-base work through tomorrow, and then Friday, they plan on doing the surface paving in Wellington, move into Pin Oaks, and then complete all of the remaining Pin Oaks and Clam Street Monday of next week, prior to moving to Creek Ridge subdivision, starting their milling sub-base repairs. They'll pave it out, and then we're looking at moving to Prairie Gardens 2. We had initially wanted to start at Falcon Lakes because of the area. But with the weather still dipping in and out, they don't want to get in doing the long stretches from K7 going west and then have a cold day to where they have a lot of cold joints. So they want to wait a few more weeks and get into a temperature that is more suitable for them for consistent paving. So I will be sending updates out on the schedule. The information signs, we're moving them and changing them out as we move forward. We're placing door hangers out a week in advance, notifying the residents that their phase is coming up with the specific dates that's listed on them. We're also working with a contractor replacing ADA ramps through 5 different developments. So when a development goes in, part of their installation for ADA ramps with the domed is the developer's responsibility. And then when a building permit is pulled, the individual builder has to put the sidewalk in front of the residents. So what we went through and assessed in all these areas that we're working, any broken ADA ramps we're replacing through this program. Plus, there were some concerns about a new ADA ramp at Amanda and Clubhouse Drive that will be poured tomorrow. It is set up and formed, and the contractor will be pouring it tomorrow along with the other ADA ramps. And then we've been assisting with the BTC sewer design, 150, I won't take Maddie's thunder, but been going on them 155th Street, Metro Green Trail, Civic Campus, and Stephanie's List. I had to throw that in. Thanks. Stephanie.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As everybody knows, ribbon cutting is coming up April 16th, so we're getting excited about that. Upcoming, we'll also have some recruitment drives that we're going to try to get our staff positions filled. Me and Captain back there are going to Fort Leavenworth on Tuesday. There's a career fair, so hopefully we can get some motivation from there. And also we've started a work with the Innovation Academy students at the high school. So for the roundabouts, they're going to help us make some graphics and some informational videos that helps the kids learn how to use a roundabout. And on May 3rd, there is a Free Your Mind Friday. We're hoping we can have like an actual roundabout set up there. The kids can kind of go through and try out. So that'll be fun. And then also in April is a newsletter. So lots going on.
Thank you.
Oh, and go Wildcats.
Rock, rock.
Oh, no.
Kathy,
I have nothing this evening, Mayor.
okay,
Likewise, thank you.
no. Maddie.
Thank you,
you're
Mayor.
up.
Besides trying to be the poor man's Leslie, as I like to say, while she's out of the office. We've just been working on all of our projects. I know the public is anxiously awaiting the phasing plan for 155th Street. We're very close with KDOT to be able to release the maps and the detour routes. We've been working very closely with the school. And so we just really appreciate the community's patience. Working through the KDOT process can be tedious sometimes, and they serve a very important role in our community. And we just really appreciate all of their support and all the public's patience. We finally got the go-ahead to negotiate easements for 158th Street. Just for members of the public who are unaware, that project was on pause because of a long-eared bat that's on an endangered species list that had to clear several hoops through KDOT before we could negotiate easements. So we're incredibly happy to be able to start talking with those property owners. And as with all of our projects, our goal is 100% voluntary easement acquisitions, and we've been incredibly successful in the past. Residents should see in their mailbox within the next 10 days the postcard related to the YMCA feasibility study. We are really encouraging all households to fill that out. I would just note for the public that it is one survey per household to prevent people that do not live in the community from filling out the survey. There's a unique identifier on each postcard that is mailed to each property. And so it's a one per household survey. And so we just encourage whatever person in the household is designated to fill it out on behalf of their family. And then finally, I would just end with the properties across the street. The roofs have been, the shingles have been removed in preparation for the Fairmount Township Fire Department performing their training exercises of actually burning the houses. And so we are working diligently with our fire department and the state to acquire the proper permits. And then once we have those permits in hand, we will schedule a time, alert the community. We are required to provide notice to the homeowners within 1,000 feet just to make them aware of what's going on. But this is just an incredible training opportunity and really demonstrates the partnership that we have with Fairmount Township. And I know I can speak on their behalf of just expressing their sincere gratitude for the opportunity. That's all I have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Are we invited to that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
To the burn.
Yes, absolutely.
Bring your hot dog.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to city council members report. Vicky?
Oh, well, first of all, Chief Self, I understand you guys have been very busy. All the security things, medical attention, but I'm amazed at how many garage door openings that you guys respond to and help with the public. So thank you very much for all of your work, besides everything else that was going on. And Jean, KDHE inspection, no problems, no violation. I'm happy to hear that. I think we all are. And I think the public too. And also KMIT. So good deal. And thank you all for working so hard to keep people informed about the road work. I received my door hanger letting me know that they're working on my street. So that's a lot of work, but greatly appreciated. I attended the League of Women Voters meeting a couple of Saturdays ago, and it was so encouraging to share what's going on with Basehor and to hear people in Leavenworth and Lansing aware of what's going on here and Basehor residents and be very excited about what's happening. So a lot of good things happening here, which also leads into the state of the city. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. So much to celebrate, so many good things going on. I'm so glad I got on the council at this point in time. It's just very sweet. And thank you to the staff for doing everything that you do to make that a perfect day. That was great. And finally, time doesn't stand still. So I know how busy all of the staff has been, and thank you so much. And I know you're working forward. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Todd?
That's hard to follow. No, I've got nothing. I can't compete.
Ben?
First, the city address was great. So first and foremost, it was wonderful. I attended, I went up to Leavenworth County with staff as well as Sherry and the mayor. And I wanted to just simply say thank you to both of them. You did such a wonderful job representing us here at the city as the county gave us our long awaited $2 million for our projects that have been coming. So that's been so wonderful. So thank you guys so much. You did such a great job and represented us so well. That's it. Go ahead.
Sharon?
Yeah, so March has been busy but exciting. So let's see, March 7th, I went to the Chamber of Commerce Happy Hour that was sponsored by PCDI Homes. They did a beautiful job. March 8th was our 155th Street groundbreaking ceremony. March 18th, of course, we did the State of the City, beautiful video, great venue. It was just packed that day. It was a beautiful day. March 20th, we went to the Leavenworth County Board of Commissioners and did a thank you for the roads and the funding. On the March 21st, I went up to the high school, Basehor Linwood High School, and did a tour of their facilities to kind of have an idea about the upcoming vote that they're going to have. And then I also did a luncheon and watched a video that Superintendent Powers put on. Last week, I did email a number of Kansas House representatives and senators about Senate Bill 468. And then I also just wanted to take a minute to say thank you to Christy Olson, who is the accounting technician here in Basehor. She's been with the community and worked in the city for 14 years. And I just want to wish her the very best on her upcoming move and thank her for all the work she's done for the city. That's all.
Vernon?
For various reasons, I've been out of commission for the last 6 weeks. So I missed several meetings. I think I had a staff member here stand in for one meeting for me. Other than that, I have nothing.
Okay. Thank you. Moving on to the mayor's report, I just want to follow up what Ben said. When we went to the county commissioner's office, as we were walking out of the door, a council member from an area up north, but I'm not going to say which city it was from, approaches and asks us how much we got and we do. What are we doing in Basehor that we've received $17 million in grants? And I mean, he was in astonished. I said, I pointed to Maddie and to Leslie, and I said the rest of the staff was awesome. I said, I feel like we have the best staff in the state of Kansas, let alone the whole United States too. But it was an honor to have him ask us that question for the mere fact he's on another council and he was in awe of what we've done here in the Basehor at the State of the City, which the address went really well, thanks to the staff and Stephanie for helping write the speech and everything. But we had their Kobe from Fairway, grocery store there. And he got a standing ovation. That shows you how important that was, that this council put together and the staff a package to lure them into Basehor. So something to look forward to, and many, many more things that's happening here in Basehor. I'm proud of the staff. Again, I strongly believe we have the best staff in the state of Kansas and the whole United States. So thank you to the staff. Thank you for everybody that worked on this whole project. Thank you for the state and city, and we look forward to the grand opening in a couple of weeks for the new city hall. So thank you, everybody that's been involved. Is there a need for an executive session tonight?
No, sir, there's not.
Yes, sir.
I have one more, if I may.
Sure, Jake.
The Field of Dreams complex, the nettings up, the backstops are up. Restroom facilities are completed and they're scheduled to have their first tournament. Tournament is coming weekend.
Oh, okay.
So I will be forwarding Stephanie some pictures tomorrow.
Oh, great.
it is a very nice improvement, so looks good out there.
Have we worked on any signage yet to put out there, like saying a way to come? Well, it's gonna be harder now this summer with the downtown Basehor, but to get that we have a Taco Bell and Kelly's and all those restaurants. We talked about that last year. I didn't know if we'd worked towards any signage yet.
We've put signage up about the improvements, but certainly we could use that same signage prototype to put information about the local community. I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. There's not going to be a work session tonight and no need for that. So I need a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, I move we adjourn.
I have a motion. I have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Patty.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That signage.